Hi everyone, how are you doing? Happy, what day is today? Tuesday. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. As you know, we are a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, uh, Baby Lily. I was like, who else are we supporting? Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Pula Guy, the chickens, Mama Mia, the Invictus community, all of us here at Sussex Squad. Welcome. As you know, we are biased and petty and all of those things. We embrace it fully and we have fun doing it too. As crazy as that sounds. But anyway, again, hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are in the world. So we have some quick updates. It's going to be a little bit of a short podcast today. We have some quick updates from the UK, from our faves. As you know, stuff has been happening with the upcoming funeral of the Queen Elizabeth II. And so our faves are there and they are in that mourning phase, at the moment. And so one of the things that happened yesterday was we learned that Harry, among the royals or senior royals or whatever, they're all going to be wearing their military costumes with chocolate medals, except Harry. Predominantly except Harry and Andrew, but Andrew is going to be allowed to wear his costume on the final day. Maybe that's a special deal he worked out with the Queen before she passed or something. But Harry's not. They said Harry's not going to be wearing his at all, and so we had a whole thing about that yesterday. And it's ridiculous. It's again, we talked about it. Harry being the only person really who should be in uniform because of his 10 years in the military and his ongoing work with veterans all over the world, especially as a part of Invictus Games, which he founded. And so all over the press, everybody was like, why? This is ridiculous. Even the royal Rhoda, their mouthpieces in the press were all calling it out today. About just, again, it's an own goal, really, if they allow it to go, on. So that's been going on, and I saw clips of different outlets today. All, it's been a big topic of discussion for the day. So and then what happened? Harry released this statement a few minutes ago. So this is pretty much, you could say, breaking news. Harry releasing the statement today. And it says, Sussex spokesperson, Prince Harry will wear a mourning suit throughout the events honoring his grandmother. His decade of military service is not determined by the uniform he wears, and we respectfully ask that focus remain on the life and legacy of Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth II. So Prince Harry has spoken. He's going to be wearing it. It's not, he's going to be wearing that morning suit, which is usually that black jacket and I think gray pants. And I'm assuming he's going to wear those metal things that he wears, the medals and that that metal thing he wears around his neck as well. I forgot what that is. I think Order of the something. I'm not versed in medals. So one of the medals I know is from Afghanistan. The others I think are from the Jubilee, and then that metal Order of the something around his neck. So most likely that's what he's going to be wearing in terms of medals. And then the morning suit, again, is the gray pants. It looks like gray striped pants and black jacket and whatever else he wears. So that's what he's going to be doing. And so he has spoken. He doesn't want any more conversations about what he's going to be wearing. And he's right. It's like his standout years in the military, his military service is not determined by costumes that he wears. Everybody knows what he's done and what he continues to do. I mean, he was never in, when you look at him in terms of, say, the work he does with Invictus Games, Harry's never in uniform. He is there in a t-shirt and, sneakers and pants or jeans, whatever he's wearing. And he does not have any less respect in that uniform than he does if he's in full dress. I remember seeing, what is that gentleman from, I forgot the organization. It's like an international organization for for military servicemen and women around the world. And, he was in full dress at the Invictus, and it's just there. I mean, you could see the respect in which he holds Harry, and Harry was in a t-shirt. I will always remember that picture. And so it is just, you think in terms of respect for Harry. Harry could be in t-shirt and shorts and his men will salute him. So it just, again, it stands to his, just this man is amazing. The royal family really, he is such a standout in this family. It is just, it's unreal. But again, so this is Harry. He does not want any more focus on what he's going to be wearing at them. He just wants people to focus on his, Her Majesty the Queen. I mean, the people that want to, I won't be doing it. But, his thing is, let's just end this. I don't want any more focus on what I'm wearing. So yeah, which I'm sure the royal family, because again, this is all the press was talking about. And so, which is a really stupid thing that they did and an own goal. And so they basically brought that onto themselves. So in this case, I cannot, I can't fault the press for talking about this, because this is one the royal family created themselves. So you can't really blame, you can blame the British press for a lot of things. This one you can't blame them for, because this one the royal family created this mess themselves. So I'm sure they're probably really grateful that Harry has taken this high road and choose to not, and again, choose and again, it's like, even though Harry says this, it's when they come together and you see the ridiculousness of it, you can't help. It's kind of gonna be like this elephant in the room. Like these idiots walking in. Oh, that word again. I keep trying to not say that word, but it's like the stupidity of that whole thing is just, it's ridiculous. To see them all in these costume jewelries, like Halloween costumes with chocolate medals, and then the only person that's really supposed to be in uniform is in a morning outfit. It just it literally just make them look stupid. And so, but it is what it is. That's their thing in the UK, and so we'll just leave it as that, and just respect. And I respect Prince Harry's wishes, and just leave that alone. And I mean, I can't respect his wishes about focusing on the Queen, but that's not going to be my focus. But I respect his wish about, letting the uniform stuff die. So that's it for me on that. Prince Harry has spoken through his spokesman. And then I posted about this yesterday. Dog eat dog in the UK, man. It is hilarious to watch them do it. Last couple of days we've seen, a couple of the other ones get thrown under a bus, like Rebecca English. She messed up royally and posted this lie about, the Cambridges and the Sussexes when they went out into Windsor and were greeting people. She posted that, the Sussexes only looked at the flowers with the Cambridges and left, and then the Cambridges are the only ones who basically went and greeted the people. And of course, if there wasn't world news and all kind of world cameras there, world media cameras there, that would have been the narrative, that the Sussexes just came and left the Cambridges alone, kept the Cambridges, and they just came, looked at flowers, and bailed. And then, obviously, because world cameras are there, that just called out her lie right away. And people were calling her out like nonstop. And she actually ended up deleting that tweet, but she's been called out ever since. And so the funny thing with that, again, as we talked about it, I think in the last episode, other reporters, like that happened. It was, I'm sure, an embarrassment for her, because it was like literally exposed in her face. And then what did the royal family do, or at least Kensington Palace do with their other mouthpieces? Basically threw her under the bus, called her out as a liar. And so Richard Kay and Camilla Tominey is a liar. The other mouthpieces that they use basically called Rebecca English a liar. And it's just like, okay. I mean, they just eat each other. And then you have, Dan Wooten with his mess that we talked about the last episode, filming himself, supposedly honoring the Queen. And he's been called out ever since. I mean, he has been mocked brutally. Talk about all, and not just about just regular folks on Twitter. I mean, blue checks from the UK, correspondents, like reporters, his fellow reporters, calling him out and mocking him brutally, where he had to delete that tweet and now is desperately trying to change the narrative by having those crazy Marcos on his show. And I don't think anybody is buying his nonsense. They're still calling him out for that. It's just like he has been mocked, like brutally mocked. And so that might stay with him for a while. Thank goodness. And then, yesterday, of course, we had Angela Levin. And again, we've done an episode on Angela Levin. I'll put the link in the show notes. If you hadn't seen it, about the lies and the hatred and the vileness of Angela Levin. Well, Angela Levin yesterday got brutally exposed. These TV and radio shows in the UK have been literally paying Angela to come on their show and lie. They all know what she is. They all know she's lying. I mean, it's not rocket science to know that what Angela is saying is lies and made up conspiracy theories and stuff that she's come up with. Anybody could tell what Angela Levin is doing is lying. And so yesterday she was on the show with Emily Andrews and this other woman. I think her name is Vanessa, whatever. I guess she's the host of the show. And Angela Levin was spewing all her lies as usual. And the woman basically called Angela out for her lies. And really, she did what most other people actually no other people really. I mean, I've seen Adil Ray, lightly question her, but not really. And on GMB. But this woman really, called on her and challenged her to present evidence for the lies and the conspiracy theories that she's been spewing, even on that show. And Angela just got so offended, and then she decided that she's being attacked and all of these things. I mean, this woman couldn't last a couple of minutes of tough questioning on her own words. And yet she spent the last how many years attacking and hating and spreading lies on Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. I mean, it was just like you could have sworn somebody just took something and whacked her over the head by the end of this interview. The way she was carrying on about being attacked. And it was just amazing. But it's funny, you see Emily Andrews in the bottom there. Emily Andrews also outed her about, tweets she had tweeted, because the host also brought up a thing Angela apparently tweeted yesterday. There was some troll on, I don't know, some website or something, wrote this lie about Meghan and Harry. They were going to go out in Windsor and do their own walkabouts, and the palace heard about it. And with that, and William and Kate put a stop to it, and that's how they ended up together. They instead decided that all four are gonna. I mean, I can't even say I can't quote the whole thing, verbatim as what it says, but something in that direction. And so Angela, wherever in the nether regions of Twitter or where in the internet she got that information, she basically went and retweeted that very thing. And so the lady was asking him, she's like, you retweeted this. And, and Emily Andrews, you could hear her in the background. It's so funny when you have your headsets on, you can literally hear where if you didn't have it on, you may not hear it so well. But Emily Andrews was like, she actually tweeted it, And so I guess she was trying to deny that she was doing anything like that. And then, and so they literally called her out. And then they, these reporters started talking about Angela Levin, at the end of it, she was like, you're basically attacking me. And, you invited me here and you're not really being a good host. And so it's just like, she could not take a couple of minutes of the same nastiness that she has been dishing out to Harry and Meghan. And that is the same thing you'll find with all these reporters in the UK. The nastiness they dish out to people, they cannot handle it for themselves. The minute you throw it back at them, you're attacking them. And so the video is just like, oh my goodness. And then these reporters among themselves are talking about, no matter what Meghan does, everybody's attacking her and whatever. But, the thing about this is people would be tempted to be like, oh, well, these are the good guys because they're standing up for Meghan. Quite the contrary. Not one person on this show is a good guy. They're all have been, granted, the two guys, I don't really know who they are, so I can't speak per se for them. But if they're on the show, this is a right-wing show. This is a Rupert Murdoch new channel. This is the same channel that hires Piers Morgan. So if they're on this show, trust me, they are right-wing people that chances are much more likely that they have been part of either attacking or negative commentary towards Meghan, although I don't really know who they are and I can't speak for, and I didn't get a chance to check on what their names are, so I can absolutely confirm them. But if you are on this right-wing channel, this again is a Rupert Murdoch channel that hires Piers Morgan. This is part of the Sun, the New York Post, all of these, the Fox News. This is all the whole empire, the UK, US empire that Rupert Murdoch has. So if you're on these shows, 99.99999% of the chances that you are part of that negative, hateful, racist campaign against Meghan, especially Meghan and Harry, but especially against Meghan. So none of these, especially Emily Andrews, and we all know Emily, which is, really, she's Emily Andrews because that's all she does is lies. So just because she was telling the truth here, it's like Stacey Abrams always says, a broken clock is, I think she says like a broken clock is right once a day or twice a day, something like that, she says. But this is exactly this. I mean, these are just, yesterday was they all pretty much ganged up and threw Angela Levin in front of the world. It's like a live feed. It was a live show on national TV, and literally on live TV threw her under the bus. It was a beautiful thing to see, honestly. That is exactly where Angela Levin belongs, under a bus. Because the nastiness of this woman, the vileness of this woman, it knows of. So they all ganged up and did that to her. Not literally throw her under the bus, figuratively throw her under the bus. Which is literally where, and to tell you the truth, all of them belongs under that bus, figuratively under that bus. Every single one of them. And so, yes, they all, basically, I mean, it was a brutal takedown. It was embarrassing. It was like secondhand embarrassment, even for the vile Angela Levin, But it was, and the thing that's happening too is to sort of stick a pin in that for a bit, is that Angela Levin also, she's one of those nasty book right people. So she has a book coming out about Camilla. And for me, it is no surprise that she got taken down, because I am sure whatever it is nastiness Angela has in that book, again, with Camilla, she was invited to Clarence house when Camilla, we've talked about this before, earlier in the year, a couple of events. Angela even tweeted about being there and what an honor it was to be there with Camilla when Camilla was doing events at Clarence house. So she is doing an autobiography on Camilla. So whatever stuff in that book is going to be from Queen Camilla. So chances are, now that she's Queen Camilla, whatever Angela, and I'm sure there's going to be nastiness in there about Harry and Meghan, they may want to distance themselves from Angela. So could this be why they took her down? Could this? I don't know, but would I be shocked? No, I would totally not be shocked. Because it's, very, very interesting. The people who are the ones who are so far out there, like the Dan Wootons and her, Rebecca English, you could say too, because she makes up a lot of lies as well. Not as much as say Camilla Tominey, but, they seem to have picked people to throw under the bus. And it's just like, okay. And again, none of them are good people, because they've all taken part in the negative campaign against Meghan. So literally, this is literally just dog eating, dog eat dog, or snake eating snake. This is what this is. So, but it's just very funny. It's very interesting to watch. And again, don't be jumping on Talk TV. They are a right-wing Rupert Murdoch press, part of the nasty right-wing Rupert Murdoch press. And again, this is the same people that hired Piers Morgan. So there you go. Anyway, very interesting coming out of that. I'm telling you, the UK is, I'm beginning to think it's like, this is UK, North Korea. I'm like almost expecting Kim Jong-un to show up at any minute and be like, I lead this country. Your queen is dead, and I'm literally expecting Kim Jong-un. Because the stuff you hear coming out of the UK, like literally. Prince Andrew heckler charged in breach of peace. This is in Scotland. I guess they were doing that marching thing, and the Queen's 4 kids. She had 3 or 4, 4 kids. Okay, 4 kids were marching, doing something. I don't really know. They were doing something with the coffin, and I guess they were probably marching to the street of Scotland somewhere. And there's this guy, and there was a video of him heckling. It's like, it seemed like a very like narrow street, and so he was heckling while they were going by, and he got arrested. And so it's just like, never mind, these are countries that very much about free speech, but apparently you can't even heckle Prince Andrew. Yes, same Prince Andrew who paid 12 million pounds to hide a sex charge, a rape charge. Yes, this one, you can't even heckle him. Apparently in Scotland, it says a man arrested for heckling Prince Andrew as the Queen's cortege passed, I think that's the word, passed along Edinburgh's Royal Mile, has been charged. And it says the 22-year-old man who was not named by police Scotland is accused of a breach of peace. Who knew that was a thing? The same offense used to charge a woman who held up an abolish the monarchy sign. Oh, that's right. You can't apparently hold up an abolish the monarchy sign during the proclamation of Prince Charles III on Sunday. A police Scotland spokesman said the 22-year-old man was arrested and charged in connection with a breach of peace in the Royal Mile around 2:50 p.m. on Wednesday. I'm like, again, King Jong-un. It's like, King Jong-un, I know you're in Korea, but you have a country over here. You might want to come claim it, I mean, if you can't heckle Prince Andrew, and you also can't hold up a sign, not that you're screaming anything, you're not even saying, abolish the monarchy. You're literally just holding up a sign that says abolish the monarchy. Yep, you too will be arrested. Yes, folks. And this has made me laugh. Edinburgh protesters outside St. Giles Cathedral, where the Queen lies in rest. That you are seeing exactly correctly. Protesters, since you can't hold up a sign that says abolish the monarchy, these protesters have a blank paper and blank cloth so that they will not be arrested. I have to laugh because I'm like, are you people okay? Are you all okay there in the UK? Because again, Kim Jong-un probably doesn't realize it, but he has a country that he needs to come and claim. And Chris Shep, who blocked me, so somebody posted his a screenshot of his of his post. It says a protest of blank signs outside St. Giles Cathedral. UK government says the right to protest does remain a fundamental principle. # Queen Elizabeth. That's right. The right to protest does remain a fundamental principle. But if you heckle Prince Andrew, or if you hold up a protest sign that says abolish the monarchy, you'll be arrested. But the right to protest does remain a fundamental principle. I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, you can't help but laugh because the ridiculousness of this whole thing is it's unreal to me. It is unreal. And nobody is protesting. And if you think that was bad enough, a man has been arrested after he was allegedly seen carrying eggs as the Queen funeral cortege passed him. So apparently you can't carry eggs anymore. So, the chickens might be really happy that they get to keep their eggs, but as long as the Queen's funeral cortege is passing by, you can't have eggs in your hand because I guess they assume that you're going to be throwing it at them, So yes, not that he was warned and said not to throw the eggs, not that he was saying, oh, you know what, you can't be on the street with your eggs. Oh no, not that would be too, that would be not be in keeping with protests being, their principle. Yo, no, 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 none of those. You have to be arrested if you have eggs. And if you think that's bad enough, well, you haven't seen this Wimbledon Food Bank. Our condolences go out to the royal family on this sad time. All food bank hubs will be closed on Monday, the 19th September, due to the funeral. They'll reopen on Tuesday, the 20th of September, though. So if you're hungry and you're destitute and you're poor and you're starving and you're hungry on the 19th, Monday the 19th, we are so sorry. We are mourning for a very rich woman who basically the richest person in our country, who owned more land than anybody else in the country, who owned stolen wealth and jewels, and who died a multi-billionaire. We're really sorry that you're poor and destitute right now and you're really, really hungry on the 19th. But why don't you wait until tomorrow, the 20th, after we have done mourning this rich person? Then we can pay attention to your hunger and your need. Yes, that's exactly it. It is just, I'm telling you again, Kim Jong-un, man, dude, you have a country. There's a country right here. Just as like, take me, North Korea. Anyways, changing the subject completely. This is so amazing. This is so amazing because one of our squaddies, I think it's SUSSEX Boom is her handle. She had created this video and of the different, and you guys have seen the Me You Can't See. And so she had created this just clips of, Harry, all the things Harry said, or pretty much all the things Harry said in the Me You Can See, talking about the reason why he and Meghan left, about her, suicidal ideations, about the press abuse, the royal family's despicable neglect, and all of those things. And she put them all together in one video. And somehow, since the death, it started getting picked up on social media. And this thing has gone now it is up to over 12 million people have viewed this video. And it's not squaddies. I mean, so many blue checks, that's, verified accounts, and all over the world, the people are saying, wow, I never saw this. I didn't know this. And which is, especially in the UK, because the Me You Can See was so suppressed by the press that a lot of people in the UK didn't really see this. And again, it's just an amazing mental health series that Prince Harry and Oprah produced. And other producers, obviously, but they were the main executive producers of it. And it is obviously now, it's been on Apple TV, and that's where it's home. And so this thing has been it caught a fire. And so I think the person who kind of stole that video from Squatty and then used it on their account, and all their people sort of picked it up, and then it just blew up. And so it is amazing. I mean, the comments, people have been shocked when they hear the level of abuse from the press, the neglect from the royal family, just how vulnerable Harry is. So many people are being helped by this one video. Now I'm going to put a link to it so you guys can watch it if you haven't. And also the link, obviously, to the Me You Can See. If you haven't seen it, please, please, please see it. But it is amazing. It's devastating when you hear it all together, just on one video. Harry talking about just the experience there, just how much Meghan was suffering and why they had to leave. And it is heartbreaking. And this is, men and women, old and young. People are, if you see some of the comments, about this, and I just picked up this one from a Janice. She says, in Oregon, you can call 988 if you're experiencing suicidal ideation. I wish my son had reached out. Thank you, Harry and Meghan, for your bravery and changing the page of your life. for your changing the page for your life. And so I I responded to her, and letting her know my deep condolences, because obviously her son, that's what she's saying, I wish my son could have reached out. I think her son took his life, and so this impacted her. And you see so many things like that people are now talking about suicidal ideation and confirming exactly what Harry and Meghan had talked about, the clarity of thought and all of those things of planning how to do this. And so it is just, it's been incredible to watch. And so I'm like, yeah, let's let this trend, because so many people are, you're going through so many sadness, especially when there's death and all of that stuff are happening. This can trigger so many people. And so it's so important that people know that there's a series like this that they can watch and know that they're not alone. And so but it's been amazing. So again, I'm going to put the link in the show notes to if you haven't seen it, so you can see it, and also a link to the video so you can have that as well. So, but this has been an amazing thing to see so many people that had just no idea that this, and again, 12 million views on this thing. And it's going around the world, and it's amazing to watch. So kudos for Prince Harry, Oprah, and all the people involved in the Me You Can See. And Chris Boozy is out here doing the Lord's work as usual. Chris Boozy has published another report about just the neglect and just, I mean, we're on YouTube, but I'm telling you, YouTube has a lot to pay for the things that is allowed on this platform. This report is about just so many accounts out there abusing YouTube's own policy, and YouTube refused to do anything about it because why? They're making money from it. And this report just lays out just the kind of abuse that's been happening, including calling for the death of Meghan. And so it's just there. And I know Rolling Stones just picked it up, and it says report claims YouTube is cashing in on misogyny, racism, and targeted harassment, hate, and all of that. You can include it there. In an exclusive interview with Rolling Stone, Bot Sentinel founder Chris Boozy explains how YouTube sharing giants seem to be profiting off hate. Not seem to be, they absolutely are profiting from hate. And so it is just incredible, just all the accounts, including those single purpose hate accounts that he has documented before. These are accounts that are literally, YouTube has policies that, you remember when they took, temporarily for like a few minutes, even took my video down and took Baron's video. They were coming after us. There are literal videos on YouTube where is calling for people's death, and YouTube has not done anything about it. When Rolling Stones went to them with this article, they took down 2 episodes, literally just immediately took down 2. But there are hundreds of episodes, probably in the thousands of episodes, and hundreds of channels that are doing the same thing, that are violating YouTube's own policies that YouTube is doing nothing about. And so this is hopefully other outlets, make this public and really out YouTube. Again, I appreciate being on the channel, but there's a reason I don't stay on YouTube, because I don't want to come across all that nastiness. There's a very good reason that I come and I do this, and I watch Baron's podcast. I watch, sometimes it just a success podcast, and then I bail. Or maybe I'll watch America's Got Talent or one of those things, like their little YouTube videos or something. But that's about my YouTube experience, because I don't want to come across all that nastiness and all that hate. And so YouTube has a responsibility, just again, their own policies, and this is what this is specifically targeting, all of these channels that violate YouTube's policies, and they have done nothing about it. And so it just dropped today. So and you see Chris Boozy's over there, tweet over there. It's like, Rolling Stone published an article covering our report. And I'm going to put a link to their report. It's very extensive and very detailed, including some of the hate channels that, that are included. And it's incredible, because one of the hate channels is a British soldier, is a British military guy that he is vile. He is absolutely vile. And I don't know why he is still part of the British military. Like, I don't know why they have not stopped this guy or at least kicked him out of the British military. I have no idea. I mean, I don't know if he's still active, but I know he is, he has done like some like charity stuff or something for them, whatever. So I don't know why I honestly don't know why this guy is still allowed to do the things he has done. He has gone so far as, threatening Chris as well, because Chris was outing him and what he was doing. So let's see, hopefully more and more outlets pick this up and really call out YouTube, and let's see, and hopefully they will do more than they have done in the past. So that would be a good thing. Actually, jumping back, we're like jumping all over today. Forces, and then I really love, I always like to bring in stuff from forces.net, because whenever they report on Harry, and this is a British a military outlet, so whenever they report stuff on Harry, they just, it's just straight up facts. And I love how they report. There's nothing frilly about it. There's nothing added. They just report the news, and that's it. And that's all you want from them, really. So forces.net says Harry pays tribute to his granny and his former commander-in-chief. Obviously, that is referring to Harry's statement that we read on the podcast yesterday. The Duke of Sussex paid tribute to the Queen, saying he is forever grateful for all of his first meetings with his grandmother. And then they go down, to state and basically put the whole statement. And at the bottom of that, it says Prince Harry spent 10 years in the army, going on 2 tours of Afghanistan, was a qualified Apache pilot, and ended his military career and rank of captain in June 2015, following a secondment to the Australian military. General Sir Nicholas Carter, the then chief of the General Staff, said that Harry had achieved much in his 10 years as a soldier. He was at the forefront throughout his service, he said. Prince Harry also held a number of honorary military appointments, but handed them back to the Queen following the decision taken by him and the Duchess of Sussex to stand down as senior members of the royal family. These were the captain of the Royal Marines, honorary air commandment RAF Onnington, and Commodore of the Chief Small Ships and Diving Royal Naval Command. So obviously, those honors were given back, and those are the uniforms that they, those honorary titles, I guess, that's where those uniforms are attached to, and that's what they're like, oh, but you can't wear those because you don't have those, you gave back those titles, you stand down, therefore you can't wear those uniforms. And it goes back to Harry's statement. His work and his service in the military doesn't have anything to do with the uniform or costumes, really. Halloween costumes. It doesn't have anything to do with Halloween costumes. His military record speaks for itself. And so kudos to Prince Harry and all that he has done. I came across this today. Let's just go back to that. We'll get to the other slide in a second. Safia Noble, we remember Safia Noble PhD, sorry. She wrote that book, Algorithms of Oppression, and she also received the NAACP award from Archwell when they attended the NAACP award ceremony earlier this year. She wrote this article a while ago, and it was like the fight of Meghan Markle's life. And she today dropped this, or at least 8 hours ago, 9 hours ago, whenever I pull this in. She dropped it again today. She says, just gonna drop this here for everyone who needs to understand why taking down Black women for sport is a crisis we cannot ignore. And yesterday I talked about the professor, I think her name is Anya, I think her name was, the professor from Carnegie Mellon, who Jeff Bezos, out of all the people, really going after Queen Elizabeth for her colonizing ways and calling her a colonizing queen. And I mean, there was Irish Twitter, Scottish Twitter, Indian Twitter. I mean, there's all kinds, and Black Twitter, all sorts of people from all over the world bringing up Queen Elizabeth's, and basically her colonizing ways, and just really going after her for sitting there and doing nothing, and really just allowing all this atrocities to happen, and she really didn't do anything to stop any of it. And so they have been going after her, and again, her whole life has been profiting from it. So they were all going after her. And then Jeff Bezos, out of the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that were going at her, Jeff Bezos picked one person to go after, and that was a Black woman. And this is what Safia Noble is addressing. People are going to try to take down Black women for sport. And especially on social media, especially in the press, when they go to attack, they will go past all of the people doing all kinds of things and go and attack a Black woman. And the same thing with Meghan, and so that's why she's like, we need to it's for anyone who needs to understand why taking down a Black woman for sport is a crisis we cannot ignore. So many of us as Black women are having to suffer under this kind of abusive behavior, being targeted. And really, you look at it right now with the British press, they are targeting Meghan for sport. It is like their entertainment. And again, I've talked about the British culture, the barbaric culture of the UK especially, how they do that. They monster people, they demonize people, and they destroy people for sport. It's like blood sport. It's like they are jonesing for blood. They're jonesing for murder. And that's what they're doing. And so, and for them, this is sport. It's part of their entertainment. It's why you buy tabloids. Oh, this is, I'll sit there, have some tea and some scones and sit down and read my favorite tabloid, the Daily Mail, the Sun, the Mirror, the Express, and see how else, what ways they're destroying Meghan Markle today. This is the kind of culture we're talking about. And they're basically destroying Black women for sport. And not just the British press. You see this in America as well. To a lot lesser extent, it is more blatant in the UK. And so I appreciate her dropping. So I'm gonna put a link to the article as well, so you can take a look at it. Again, it was out a few months ago that she first dropped it, so she dropped it again. So I'll put a link to it again in the show notes so you can take a read. So yeah. And finally, update on our fundraiser. We are over $40,000. We have $40,677. And so kudos to everybody who has subscribed, who has donated. So it's very exciting. Again, Harry's birthday is in 2 days. And so we will celebrate. We'll see where we are when we get there. But it's great to know that we're over for $40,000. $40,000. And again, the goal was 10. And so we are, as it says, 406% over that goal. Yes. So thank you, everybody. Great job, Sussex and the Sussex community, for this. And again, if you're interested in donating, the link is in the show notes. Just definitely check that out. Yesterday, just this one. Yesterday, I completely had while going through and scanning through our chat and our live, I missed a couple of people who had donated in a super chat or super sticker. So I just wanted to say thank you to you, Pele Scott. I know I think I highlighted yours before. Joan Garcia's that I missed. Lydia's I spoke about it, but I couldn't find the post, so I couldn't highlight it. Lit Lane, and I know I said Lit Lane. Alma, Andrews, and Hen Pal. So thank you all so much for donating yesterday. I really, really appreciate your donation. Absolutely appreciate it. So thank you. And I apologize. Sometimes there are so many posts and they go by so fast. And I think I have to do like a slow thing, because sometimes it goes by so fast and I scroll back to try to find things and then I can't find it. So, but I appreciate you so much for your donation. So thank you. And all of the others who have donated to the podcast. That way, whether it's super thanks, PayPal, Cash App, if you purchase some merchandise in any way, thank you all so much for your support. For our moderators, thank you so much who have been on our live chats, or they are there, keeping our chat safe and fun, etc. Lydia Washington, Church Nelly, Karen M, Julia Rock, Cookies and Cream. Thank you all so much. I can never, ever repay you for this kindness. Thank you. To our 2 cents crew, I'm going to move myself so you can see everyone. To our 2 cents crew, thank you so much for supporting our channel on the monthly. Thank you. Thank you. Our new 2 cents crew member, Clara Wyndham. Welcome to the 2 cents crew. This is your Montecito shout out. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. I really appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you so much. And to all our awesome 2 cents crew members, and also to our Gold Star, I'm still trying to get a new name for this, Gold Star supporters who have supported us throughout the life of the channel, whether it's, again, super thanks, super chats, super stickers, merchandise, PayPal, Cash App, all of you who have supported the channel, I really, 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 really appreciate it. Thank you all so much. So anyways, that's it, guys. It's kind of a short one today. I have to run off and do an errand. So hence the short day. Hence the short episode and not able to do a live. But thank you, guys. I appreciate all of you so much, and that kind of came up there really, really loud. I appreciate you all so much. I look forward to the next time I can do a live and we can hang out and chat for a couple of hours. But until then, have a fantastic day. I love you all, and I will see you later. Bye.